This is an August update on my 112 gallon average reef. I've added a few new frags this month, and for the most part things are going well. I only have a couple of issues, and I'm quite happy with the way the tank is looking. For the most part, everything is growing and filling in nicely. I added this jack-o'-lantern leptosiris. This is a coral I've wanted for a long time. I've put it on a new rock, and you'll note that I've also ramped it, not just glued it on, so it has an easier path to grow onto the rock. This is so it ends up looking like a nice piece like this one here. If you just stick it on a tile, it's just going to be a pancake. While these encrusting corals do have a bit of an easier time jumping, if you're attaching anything meatier, you really do need to ramp it, otherwise it will have a hard time jumping to the rock. Always a sucker for a bright softy, I added this little cabbage coral here. This is really the only spot I have for it. It does have a little bit of space to grow down. This one empty spot on the bottom will eventually get filled with corals too. I don't think the green cabbage will have room to grow like this one here, at least not in this tank. But this one is really looking good after being fragged a few times. The hawkfish loves to perch on it too. My red gani seems to be exploding with growth again too. It's looking great. It is unfortunately blocking the view of some corals, but I don't really mind that. It's kind of nice to look over corals and see other ones, like the grandees here. My Pocillopora got knocked by my one turbo snail. I had a hell of a time reattaching it, so it looks a little bit off now. Over here, these blastomusas I've had for years have actually finally started to grow a little bit more. I've actually had to move some of my zoos and pallies down so they have a little bit more space. Meanwhile, the blastos here continue to be overgrown by these discosoma mushrooms. It happens all the time, and it still surprises me. I will have to cut them back so they don't completely grow over these. My wilsoni is the one problem coral. It's continuing its slow decline towards death. While the color has improved a bit, tissue loss has really increased, and there's not really much else I can do. It eats. I keep the temperature low, but it's still declining. I'm gonna give it a dip, but I don't really have high hopes. Over here, it seems like every inch of the rock is covered. These Kenya trees are still showing that great blue-green color. My flower anemone seem to have found the one patch of rock here and decided to move. All these other various mushrooms have completely covered the rock here. There just isn't a lot of room for new corals or new growth for that matter. I happened to notice this while I was filming. This is how the Kenya trees propagate. They drop frags, probably 6 or 10 a week maybe, and they just float around until either I pick them up or they get stuck somewhere. That's really about it for this month. I'm really happy with the way things are going in the tank, but there's really only room for a few more things. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.